How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar. Zero patience for slow walkers. Those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night. Have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I am the other one of your hosts, Honeybee.
Honeybee and I are two best friends making our way through the history of kaiju movies. We began in 1933 with King Kong, and today we are in the year 2018, and the movie is Rampage, which does also have a giant ape in it. That was clearly inspired by King Kong.
Fuck yeah.
It is loosely based on the video game series. Honeybee ever see or play or hear of these video games?
I did not.
I have vague memories of the arcade version. I don't think I played it often, but I knew that it existed.
I definitely didn't. In fact, I was surprised that it was based off of an arcade game.
Yeah, from way back. And apparently it was Dwayne Johnson's favorite when he was young. The one he would seek out. So when they were like, "Are you familiar with Rampage?" He was like, "Am I familiar with Rampage?" I have pumped thousands of quarters into Rampage.
He's like, I am Rampage.
Yes. Let's see. It is... first I want to say in just about 2 weeks from now, we will be in Dallas for Kaiju Go. Go to kaijugo.com for all the details. It's a Japanese monster movie, art and toy expo, one day only at the Historic Texas Theater in Dallas, Texas. Okay, Rampage, 2018, directed by Brad Payton, starring Dwayne Johnson. This is the third time these two have worked together. Previously, they worked together on Journey to the Mysterious Island and San Andreas.
Okay.
Let's see, who is the rest of the cast? Dwayne Johnson as Davis Okoye, Naomi Harris as Catherine Kate Caldwell, Malin Ackerman as Claire Wyden, Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Harvey Russell, Jake Lacey as Brett Wyden, Joe Mangliano as Burke, Marley Shelton as Carrie Atkins, P.J. Byrne as Nelson, Demetrius Gross as Colonel Blake, Jack Quaid as Connor, Brianne Hill as Amy, Matt Gerald as Zamet, Will Yoon Lee as Agent Park, and Uriah Faber as Garrick. This Jack Quaid's been popping up a lot lately.
Is he Russell?
No, he was Connor. He was in he was in one of the Scream movies. He was most recently in Novocaine. Bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
I think is he Boimler? Yes. Oh, I never put this together. He's Brad Boimler on Star Trek Lower Decks. No, he's the guy. He's the exposition guy. The guy that comes in at the beginning, who's new, so they get to explain.
Oh, okay.
Explain
Right.
Stuff to him. Is it Zamet? Who's the other? Who's the nerdy glasses guy? I felt bad for him.
The brother?
No. At the beginning, there's
The beginning, yes.
there's a hot
for sure.
there's a hot young intern. I think they're both new, Connor and Amy.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's trying to hit on Dwayne, on Mr. Johnson, and he's not at all.
Mr. Johnson.
He's not at all. It doesn't have to call me Johnson. He's not at all interested. So the other guy, his assistant, his friend, whatever, tries to make his play, and she just shuts him down. And I'm like, look, lady, The Rock is out of your league.
Oh my god.
You're a zoology nerd. Give this dude a chance, because maybe you're a couple points higher than him, but Dwayne Johnson is several points above both of you, and you should just take what you can get, lady. Those are my initial thoughts on the film. Honeybee, what are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are, I can't believe I didn't know this movie existed before. Because it's, first of all, The Rock.
Yeah.
It's very much The Rock being The Rock, which, who doesn't love? It's very actiony. The kaiju, so sick. Love the kaiju shit in this movie. I was a little worried in the beginning about the kaiju shit, just because I was like, okay. But it got so good. So, initial thoughts are, it's a movie where The Rock is rocking it all up. And we love it. We love to see it.
Oh, I should mention, that Jason Lills was the motion capture for George, Sky Notary, and Willow Notary were the motion capture of a pair of female gorillas called Femi and Inu. And Vincent Roxborough was the motion capture of Pavo, a young male gorilla. They have the gorillas listed separately. I guess there wasn't motion capture for the wolf and the crocodile. So
I don't know.
There we go.
Oh, something else I need to mention, though, about initial thoughts. I was kind of confused by the sign language, because some words were like, yes, those are mostly the right words, but some words, they just kind of made up the sign language, and I don't know if they were trying to do that because, like, it's a gorilla, or I wish they would have been more consistent with the sign language and used actual sign language.
Oh, were they using American Gorilla sign language and not?
Yeah, I guess because some of the signs, yes, were like American Sign Language, but a lot of the signs were like actual signs, but not for the words they were using them for.
Okay.
So like when he's like saying like it's okay, he's signing like kitchen or like cooking, and which is weird because the sign for like it's okay, like it's fine, it's okay is much easier. So I thought that was weird. And then there's another. I mean, throughout the whole movie, there's different things, but I did think it was funny that his sign name, that Davis's sign name, is the sign for rock.
Okay. I don't normally like to just read the whole Wikipedia article, but I just saw something that fucking pissed me off.
Okay.
Under the heading lawsuit
Hit
allegations.
me with it. Oh,
fucking
shit.
this is fucking Yui Bowl. He is a director who is famous for directing video game adaptations, which this is a video game adaptation, but not directed by him. He tried to file a lawsuit to get the studio to change the title because he produced and directed an unrelated Rampage film trilogy. It says here about a spree-killing revolutionary who shares Bowles' political views. I am not sure what those views are. He's German, so I hope they're not too German. So if you want a cheap and quick adaptation of your video game, you hire Yui Bowl. He will churn that shit out for you, and it will be bad, but it will come in under budget, and he will get financing for you because he knows how to work the German film board financing game. He knows all the rules to get you that German film board financing for your not German movie, which I think is how he keeps getting hired to do these shitty movies of his. which I will not list here. It just makes me really mad that he tried to sue
the tea is
another
hot.
tried to sue another video game movie. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Let's get into the plot. Let's see. Hold on. The budget was 120 to 140 million, and the box office was 428 million. Jesus Christ.
Damn. Yeah, how did I not know about this movie?
I don't know, but yeah, you put The Rock in something, and it's a good chance he'll make a few hundred. All right, here's the plot from Wikipedia. Thank you, Wikipedia. Athena 1, a space station owned by a nefarious gene manipulation company, Energen, is destroyed after a laboratory rat mutates and wreaks havoc. Oh, speaking of mutates, one of the main differences between this movie and the video game is that in the video game, you are a human who has mutated into one of these creatures.
Oh, shit.
Which is why they're just named like George. And
wow, that's crazy.
Larry and whatever the hell their names are.
I will say, too, at the beginning of this movie, though, the whole CRISPR thing, that's like a real-ass thing.
Yes. And makes more sense than just a human turned into a giant ape. And a wolf and an alligator.
But that's cool. I really kind of want to play this game now.
There might be some emulators online.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how recent the most recent one was, but the original was, 80s arcade game. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Carrie Atkins, the lone surviving crew member, manages to escape in the escape pod when the station implodes, along with a trio of pathogen canisters that Energen CEO Claire Wyden ordered her to retrieve. But the pod disintegrates.
Ordered her. Really ordered her. Was like, if you don't get my shit, you're gonna fucking die. She really does say, come home with my research or don't come home at all.
Yeah, they weren't going to open the door to the pod. She couldn't override it. They wouldn't open it until she had at least some of the samples.
I was like, damn, we already getting bad guy shit in the first 5 minutes. I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, the capsule disintegrates on re-entry, killing Atkins. One canister is swallowed by an American crocodile in the Everglades, and another one lands in a Wyoming forest where a wolf is exposed to the pathogen.
I love how they did the crocodile thing, where we just kind of get to see it come up, swallow it, but then we have enough time to forget about it from time to time, and then it'll just show a little, hint of the crocodile. I really love that. Yeah.
Primatologist Davis Okoye, that's a weird name. Davis, I mean. They've given him this ethnic, this kind of Hawaiian, I think, last name, and then given him a weird Davis, which is normally a last name. Anyway, he's a former Special Forces soldier and member of an anti-poaching unit, works at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. He is friends with a rare leucistic western lowland gorilla. Oh, I think that means leucistic. I believe that means he's an albino. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Named George, that he saved from poachers who murdered his mother and communicates with him via sign language. The third Energen canister crash lands in George's habitat, and he is exposed to the pathogen.
Damn. I do love this, first scene that we get where we get to meet George as his regular self, and Davis tells him that he's got to accept the new guy, and his family was killed by poachers, and I love that he's signing some of this to him, and he understands it all, and they have the moment where George flips him off, and it's funny, but he does say, protect and family, and we kind of really get this character of and this relationship between him and George. I think that scene was super important, and I really appreciated it, because as George, evolves throughout the film, we just kind of keep this, first impression of him, and I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, we've got a new gorilla and new humans coming into the environment. All of whom disappear for most of the movie. Let's see. As George grows considerably larger and becomes more aggressive, Davis is contacted by genetic engineer Dr. Kate Caldwell, who explains that the pathogen was developed by Energen to rewrite genes on a massive scale. She had hoped to advance research on CRISPR as a potential cure for diseases, but discovered Energen's plan to use it as a biological weapon because, of course, they wanted to use it for that.
Of course. Great. Love it.
And she was falsely incarcerated, during which her terminally ill brother died, which is, why she wanted to use CRISPR to cure diseases. George escapes from captivity and runs amok at the preserve. George calms down, but is soon captured by a government team led by Agent Harvey Russell and put on a Boeing C-17 Globemaster III airplane. That's very specific.
Okay, I gotta say, the Harvey Russell character, like him being a little bit of a cowboy, was so funny because I don't know if you've ever seen Grey's Anatomy, but in Grey's Anatomy, he plays this very different character, and that's just kind of who this guy is in my brain. Like this very sweet, charming man who needs a heart transplant. But anyways, so it was really funny to me to see him as this cowboy character because it really does feel like he is acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like to see him as such a different character. I couldn't really like lose myself in his character. It was done well, but like I couldn't forget that it was him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say he did a bad job or anything, but
I don't think I've ever seen a single episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
Right.
Yeah, I could go on a rant, but I won't.
I've only seen a handful of ER episodes. But the good ones, like when a helicopter falls on a guy or when John Carter dies.
The good ones.
I think, and then I think I ended up seeing one later where that same guy gets injured by a helicopter in one episode, and then I think he ends up getting killed by one in a later episode, and it's a sort of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a, oh no, as it's heading towards him, he's like, oh no,
oh my,
like,
this again. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that happened. If that's not how it happened, somebody write in and tell us. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Wait. We got to talk about this line when we first meet the government guy, Russell.
Yeah. He's
telling them about the 30-foot wolf and that, what's her face, that Kate is like a liar and all the shit. And he's like, oh yeah, George isn't the only problem. This is a 30-foot wolf. Weirdos on the internet are calling him Ralph.
Yeah.
I loved that line. I love that line so much. It was so funny.
Let's see. Meanwhile, Claire and her brother Brett oversee a mercenary team attempting to capture the mutated wolf, Ralph, which goes awry as the entire team is killed. And as I said before, the real reason he's called Ralph is because originally he was a human that mutated into a wolf. Claire resolving to capture...
we get some... Yeah, I love this like bad guys doing bad guy shit moment where we get Claire talking about liquidating all of her enemies. Love me some bad guy shit.
And the guy playing her brother, he's in season 1 of White Lotus. This poor guy, I hope he's a nice guy in real life. He just always seems to be cast as douchebags.
Oh no!
And whenever I see someone like that, I'm like, I hope they're nice in real life and that they have nice friends and aren't really like this. But some guys just end up playing those parts all the time. What are you gonna do? Let's see. Claire, resolving to capture Ralph and use George to cover up her plot, uses a massive transmitter atop the Willis Tower to lure the animals, engineered to respond aggressively to certain radio frequency to Chicago. That's ridiculous. Unconcerned about the massive risk to civilian lives this poses. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the end. This is a long sentence with multiple clauses. She's luring them with the frequency that they've been programmed to Chicago, and she is unconcerned about the massive risk to civilian lives that this poses. George reacts violently to the sound and crashes the plane, though Davis, Kate, and Russell parachute to safety.
There's this part in the plane where George kind of, Davis, the Rock's character, is trying to calm him down. Like, he was in the first scene, like, George, listen to me. Hey, calm, you know? But like George is raging out, and at one point he's like, George, and you kind of see George come to like, oh, daddy? And then just like, no, rage! And just like decides to rage out instead, and it was so funny.
One of the reviews on Letterboxd was George. George. George
That's
survives.
pretty funny.
Yeah, George survives the crash and joins Ralph as they make their way to Chicago. Well,
not only does George survive the crash, but also Davis saves Russell, and they kind of already hate each other, but they have this really cool moment where he's like, saves his life. He wakes up, they're jumping out of a plane. He's like, holy shit. And The Rock's like, you're welcome, as they're falling from the sky. This is just, action movie rock shit happening here. And he's like, thank you for getting this old cowboy off the plane. And then, like, Davis is like, assholes deserve a second chance too, and he's like, as my grandpappy used to say, assholes gotta stick together. And they kind of have this like weird bromance thing going on, and I love it that they hate each other. It's great.
So George says to Ralph, it's 120 miles to Chicago. We got a half pack of cigarettes, a full tank of gas. It's dark and we're wearing sunglasses. And they head to Chicago.
I also realized right around this part of the movie that Kate kind of reminds me of Zoe Saldana in a way. Like they kind of have like, I don't know if it's similar features or what, but there's something about them that remind me of each other.
She's also like that. Oh, there's this other woman, black British woman that gets cast in these kind of parts. Thandie Newton. She has a similar look, and Thandie gets cast in similar parts to this. Running around with some maniac doing shit. Let's see. George survives the crash, joins Ralph as they make their way to Chicago, while Davis and Kate are aided by Russell in stealing a UH-60 Black Hawk military helicopter in pursuit. Whoever wrote this summary was very concerned about identifying and linking to the vehicles used.
That's hilarious. We also get some of George's origin story, and we get to see him as a little baby watching his mom get her hands chopped off to be sold as ashtrays.
Like you do.
I was like, oh, his little baby eyes. And we have this, it's really cute, and we have this moment where we get to just see like baby George. I think they just did a really good job of making the kaiju connected to a human in an emotional way. You know what I mean? And making us kind of feel that or something. I don't know. I liked it.
They arrive to find George and Ralph tearing through the city as the military struggles to stop them. The crisis worsens.
My gosh. I'm so sorry, but this part of the movie, it was so funny because they're just like kaijuing it up, right? They're tearing through the city, they're destroying shit. It's just like crazy. And then I just imagine that if you like zoomed in and it was the kaiju's point of view, they're just like, let me tell you about my best friend, because they're just like together, just like destroying shit together. Just like, oh man, it was so funny. I was cackling.
The crisis worsens when the mutated crocodile Lizzie joins the duo. Planning to steal an antidote to turn the animals back to normal, Davis and Kate infiltrate Energen's base of operations at the tower and take several vials of it, but are caught by the Widens as Claire reveals that the antidote only eliminates the animal's enhanced aggressiveness rather than reversing the pathogen's effects altogether, and shoots
the crocodile.
Davis. But he survives.
Crocodile, they did so good with this. Like, just kind of teasing you with it throughout the film. I just, like, loved how they did that. But then how, when it came out, holy shit. Because there's this point where the wolf howls, and, like, I appreciate that they did that. I appreciate that they put the howl in there, but it sounded like shit. Like, it just wasn't a good, it was, like, not a good howl. And I was like, well, that's kind of a bummer. But then when the crocodile comes out, I was like, oh, and just roars, and we kind of, it was so good. It was so good. I loved it, and it made up for the horrible wolf howl. Like I said, I appreciate that they threw it in there, but I was like, what is he, a husky? Like, what?
When George climbs to the top of the tower, because of course he climbs to the top of the tower, because King Kong shit, Claire orders Davis to distract him while she attempts to escape with Kate at gunpoint. Kate slips a vial into Claire's handbag and pushes her towards George, who swallows her whole along with the vial. I did not catch that part, that Kate was
I did.
using Claire as the piece of bread that you wrap the pill in.
Oh my gosh. It was so good. This part was so good. My jaw was on the floor. I love that this is how they killed her off.
Right.
It was so fucking good.
And it's important that she's wearing a red dress at this point, because there's a lady in a red dress in the video game. In the game, you can like break windows and then reach it. Sometimes there's a cake in there. Sometimes there's a guy. Sometimes there's a lady in a red dress, and you can eat the things that you find in the building. So they put her in that red dress on purpose, just as she was about to get eaten, so that they could reference the video game.
I did not realize that, but I did make a note that I was like, oh, okay, she just went and changed into a red dress, I guess, just because she's like the villain. Like, I couldn't, but I did notice when she changed, and I made a note about it, and I was like, oh, okay, red dress. You go, girl. Like
the lady in red is
exactly
a
that
snack.
I love that part, and when because she screams, oh, it's so good. But also, speaking of like King Kong shit, the climbing up the building, we do get this moment where we've had this moment several times throughout our kaiju history where there's like the eyeball peeking in the apartment window. Yeah. We have this moment, but actually the kaiju is on the ground looking up, and the building is destroyed, and the window is on top of the kaiju, and he's looking through the window, but the window's on the ground. It was awesome. It was so awesome. I was so happy that they put that in there, and the way they did it was so sick. I loved it.
So George swallows her whole along with the vial, returning him to his former personality. Down below, Russell takes incriminating evidence from Brett and allows him to escape. He also has a rat with him, but he leaves that behind, only for Brett to be crushed to death by falling debris upon exiting the building. Brett wasn't that bad. I don't know that he had that coming. As the damaged tower topples, Davis and Kate survive. He was just kind of weak, though. He wasn't masterminding any of this, and he was not in favor of it, really. But, you lay down with dogs, you wake up with building on top of you. Davis and Kate survive by crash landing a helicopter on the Federal Plaza. Davis stays to help George defeat the other animals, while Kate and Russell rush to prevent the military from deploying a GBU-43/B Moab against them. God damn it. This guy being very specific again. There's a link to that. I believe Moab stands for Mother of All Bombs. As George battles Ralph and Lizzie, Davis tricks Ralph into advancing towards Lizzie, who kills Ralph by biting off his head. Lizzie overpowers George, but Davis uses grenades and the machine gun and missiles on a downed AH-64 Apache helicopter on her in an attempt to injure her, which leaves her unscathed. Lizzie destroys the helicopter and corners Davis, but is stabbed in the eye by George with a rebar that nearly impaled him, killing her.
I think it
Yeah, he pulls it out of his chest. And
impale him. Yeah.
With the threat neutralized, the airstrike is aborted as Davis is joined by his allies to help rescue civilians. So there's a moment here when we think George is dead, and then it turns out he's just faking because he's got a fucked up sense of humor.
It's so fucking good, and then he just flips him off. And I was really upset. I was like, I can't believe... And like, the conversation they're having where Davis is like, we did it, bro. And he's signing all of this wrong, which was really funny. He's like, we saved the city, but he was signing, we protect this house. But I was like, George died, and I'm so sad about it. And I was like, I can't believe it. Like, why did they have to do that? And then it was all a joke, and I was like, okay, all right, you got me.
They established in that first scene that George has a twisted sense of humor.
Yeah, but the kaiju fights, y'all, They're so good. At one point, I'm so serious. At one point, Georgie is like beating the shit out of Lizzie with a semi truck. Oh, it's so sick. It's so good.
So yeah, as I was watching this, I was like, "Oh, I wonder what Honeybee thinks of the sign language," but didn't realize they were doing a lot of it wrong or half-assed.
Well, yeah, some of it, and I mean, like, obviously someone knew something because The Rock's sign name was Rock.
Yeah.
And so, and like I said, maybe
So
they were just trying to be like, well, it's...
That was clearly a little joke put in there for the benefit of the people who know sign language, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and, like, I'm a student of sign, like, I'm not fluent, so please don't take anything, do your own research, like, please don't take anything I say as fact, but, yeah, it wasn't very good, which I was just kind of sad about, because, you know, that was a really great opportunity to actually put real signs in there. Yeah. Which they did put real signs in there. Like, at one point, he's like, you look like shit. And he's like, I look like shit. Like, yeah, that, like, he did sign shit. But, like, there were also times where, you know, he was signing, like, at one point, he was, like, signing middle or, like, kitchen or cook or something. And he's just saying, like, you're okay, calm down. And I'm like, why are you signing, like, cooking? You're like, I don't know. It's just, like, you could have used the regular sign. Was actually easier to sign. So, I don't know. And then at one point, he's like, and when Georgie basically asks if he's fucking, what's her name? If he's fucking Kate, he's like, are y'all friends? And they use the sign for, like, they put, like, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to explain it to you. But it's not the sign for friends. And then he's like, yeah, you know, she's kind of like my family. She's my friends. And then he does, like, a pointy finger and, like, a hole and is like, are y'all fucking, basically? And I'm like,
right.
Wow, okay. We went there. We said that we put that. We put that. The actual gorilla is asking that. Wonderful.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
There was an actual Rampage arcade machine in the Energen office. I wanted to mention that. I'm thinking maybe they just gave The Rock, you know, some basics, and there's times when he could remember the sign and times when he was faking it. And maybe they didn't have someone on set to, you know, there wasn't a dialect coach, the equivalent of a signing dialect coach to say no, that's not right. So they just didn't think it was
definitely
important.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. Which
so
it should be important.
He was basically flubbing his lines in the sign language.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. For sure.
So there you go, folks. Rampage.
Yeah, wow. There was there no train. We got a lot of moments, right, that we get in every movie, like kaiju movies that have all of these things. You can check all these boxes. We can do our bingo squares. But I thought something interesting about this was that there wasn't a train moment, but there was train tracks. And we did get to destroy the train tracks. There was no train on it, but a kaiju did destroy train tracks. And I was like, okay, you know, we'll take it.
So, Honeybee, what are you going to rate Rampage?
I liked it. It was good, for sure. Very actiony. I think I'm going to say it's like a 4.7. Like, not quite a 5 for me, but the movie is good. I really did enjoy it. I liked it. It's a good movie. Lots of action. I think it was great. but not quite a 5 for me personally. Not because it's not a 5-star movie, just like, you know.
Okay. I'm going to give it an even 4 stars. 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I liked it. I don't think I can say I loved it, but I did like it. Rocky is always fun to watch. Effects are good. It's a good time. It's not streaming free anywhere. You got to rent it or buy it, but it is available in all the usual places. There you go, folks. Next week, we are watching the Great Buddha Arrival, which is kind of a remake of what might be the first Japanese kaiju movie, but it is a lost movie, the original one. There is not an intact copy of it. I'm not sure how much, if there's even any stills or clips or anything, which is why we haven't watched it on this show. But in 2018, somebody decided to do a new version. And I think that's available several places. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, it's on Prime and Tubi. And it's on YouTube with a premium YouTube subscription. So there you go, folks. If you like what we're doing here, please rate and review and like and subscribe on wherever you're listening to us. Consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get exclusive patron episodes and early release episodes when possible, and ad-free episodes. Always ad-free episodes. That's, I think, going to wrap it up for today. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, I have been Precious D.
And I have been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please, don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.